Okay, we're on loop 2 of Recettear. Let's get started. I'm trying to decide if I really want to bother going to the dungeon anymore. I guess I need to go to the dungeon for a couple reasons to get a few more shoppers. But other than that, I think I can just buy low, sell high through to the end of the game. They are making a Sonic movie. We should all be terrified. It's interesting because it's like, it seems to be working out just fine for Detective Pikachu. Not her again. You're the worst. I don't think I have a way to kick her out. Yeah, okay, you can buy one of my least interesting goods. Near pin. Cool. A bracelet. You only have the boring bracelets, right? Okay, so she's like 6%. Two metal things. Try. Alright. Then I don't have to give those to her later. No one also gave me the pin, so maybe Charme and the man have similar requirements for the price they want. Alright. I'm gonna keep doing the dungeon until price of weapons is down. Hat's boom has ended. All weapons. Okay. Should go spend some money. I have plenty of time until the payment's due, so I might go and try to buy a bunch of weapons to resell. Let's see. And I was gonna make this my shortcake machine. I might wait for it to be sold for less in the future. Seen this one before. But why? It's a really good question, Nolan. Magnet necklace. Stay stocked on shortcake, so I can keep selling it in my vending machine. Crystal sword. Cane staff, ace's bow, platinum halberd, giant's fist. Sandwich plate. Can I check its base price? Oh, base price is 28,000. Yeah, so if the price of weapons goes up, then I stand to make a good amount of money. It should be fine. I don't want to go completely broke on it. Charme. Let's give her the best weapon. And the steel breastplate. Hey, thanks for the follow, barcode. How are you doing? Guess I'll bring her the warm hat. She can't wear most of the rest of these things. Let's see. Which floors have I done with Charme? I definitely need to make it to the final floor. But Amber Garden can be kind of nasty. I guess I'll start at 16. Hope for the best. I also need to run into the girl with the spear several times in order for her to join me in the shop. So that's one of the big reasons we're here. What the hell? This is new. Oh, right, she's got her retainers with her. We've seen this before, I think. We already did this joke already. Maybe sell the taiyaki. So moving through this a lot faster, I should probably try to pick everything up just in case I don't leave with full bags. Even though it's annoying to dump my bags. I also need to remember that Charme has a special ability to detect traps that I can never remember. Ow. Excuse you. If we beat this game with at least an hour to spare today, we're going to switch to Advance Wars, and then Dishonored will start next week. We should be able to finish it. I can skip most cutscenes. I shouldn't have to spend too much time in the dungeon today. Like I said, I really just want to get the girl with the spear and the elf girl. I think the elf girl is the final floor of this dungeon. And I don't know if there's any other characters I've met who aren't shopping yet. I guess the demon guy? But he didn't show up until like the time limit was almost out before, so I assume that works the same way here. Take advantage of this double XP gain on this floor. It seems to make a big deal when you're not high level already. Having Charme in the dungeon definitely speeds things up a lot. These guys drop void crystals, I think? Yeah. So, what's new in gaming so far this week? Anybody have anything they want to talk about? Talk about the trailer for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Just lots of questions. Nobody knew Rose could be so fast. She still takes quite a bit more damage than Louie. Probably need to buy her some more gear. Just being able to blitz through the stage is a pretty big deal. Batwing. Developed a reputation as someone who sells Batwings in my vending machine, so... Starlink? That's so weird. Right on.
行くよ。ちゃんとついてきなよ。頑張ってください。大丈夫ですか？やアイテム拾ったよ。
Basically a Star Fox game. Is it made by some of the same people or something? That's interesting. And speaking of Nintendo, Joker and everything Joker related is out, but we have no idea who the third DLC character is going to be or when that release is going to happen, right? Is it Ubisoft? I need to play more Ubisoft games. I kind of categorize them in the same space as like EA and Activision, having the regular release titles. I guess they've published a few indie-adjacent games. I want to say Valiant Hearts was published by Ubisoft. Well, I only mean I need to play more Ubisoft games in the sense that my feeling that I don't like Ubisoft doesn't feel justified by data, if that makes sense. Like, I haven't played enough games to be able to say conclusively that Ubisoft kind of grosses me out. And feel like I can stand by that opinion. Feel like I believe that for not a lot of reason. Fuck you, play. Wait. I guess a lot of the Ubisoft games I've played feel... Oh, it's kind of hard to find the word for it. I feel like they have the back-of-the-box bullet point problem, where like they always deliver on whatever they're marketing the game as being able to do. Then the actual gameplay is a lot more stale than that. Yeah, played a couple franchise games that they've been involved in. I've seen a little bit of it wasn't The Force Awakens. What was the Star Wars game where you played as the Darth Vader apprentice? That was Ubisoft, wasn't it? Force Unleashed? Oh, that was EA. See, this is why I don't feel like I have the authority to have an opinion. I'm probably basing almost all of my opinion on Assassin's Creed 1. And like one of the Ninja Turtles 3D games that they put out. Like seeing the depth of the first Assassin's Creed and then seeing the pace with which they were releasing additional Assassin's Creed games made me think there's no way that they're like putting a ton of effort into each of these. Because I didn't give her... I thought I gave her better armor. Hold on. She just must be a dummy. Oh, it's her possession, not her equipment. Okay, that makes more sense. Got it. Let's dump these slime fluids. Fell Seal Arbiter's Mark jumped out of early access. What is that? Maybe that's it. I think my perception of Ubisoft is that they make games that are fine. Like, They're like the Marvel Cinematic Universe of game developers. Like, they don't put out anything that's like really mind-blowing, incredible. It's just, this is fine. That's not a bad thing necessarily. Like, I enjoy the Marvel movies. All of them they're fine. I've been blown away by like maybe one Marvel film, maybe two. I guess I put my gaming time at a higher premium than I put my like movie watching time. If I watch a 2-hour movie, that's fine, that's not a big deal. But if I only have 20 hours to play a game, I like to play a like really incredible 20-hour game. I think on Steam that will scratch that Final Fantasy Tactics session until Square gets off their reels. Why hasn't Square made a tactics game? I feel like those have to be less work for them than the main series. Have they done anything in the like handheld space in a while? They were pretty active in like the DS, 3DS era, which I was happy about. If we get to the end of this dungeon and it's wasted the entire day, I'm just gonna give up on trying to understand how the hell dungeon times work. I don't know if it's like bugged in my save file or something. Evilly's team is tied up with 14. Right, because they've been working on the that raid. Who I think is done now? Question mark. I haven't played Final Fantasy 14 in a while. Yeah, I thought that maybe it was because I was delving deeper than just the 5 floors. The last couple of times I came in here and did 5 floors only, it still used up the whole day. And don't think it was always doing that. I think it was obeying my expectations for it at the beginning. Word Lion still isn't on Steam? Huh. That's surprising. This knight should do it right. Doing an inventory space or full? Perfect. Just in case he drops something. Which boss is this? Oh, the volcanic crab. He's interesting mechanic. God, that ability is super OP. Should have summoned another one apparently. Can't carry anymore. Hold up. Rid of an egg toast, I guess? Alright, so that was only 5 floors, so we'll see what happens here. Yeah, it's the end of the day. I don't get it. Just not gonna think about it. Well, we got the fortune teller one already. Stargazing, I'm gonna go see this one. Anything I can fuse? Not right now. Okay. So I'm gonna see if I can buy better armor for Charme. Sandwich plate while it's cheap. Yeah, I'll get it. Whatever.
今日は頑張りましたね。明日もこの調子でいきましょう。おはようございます。
Ohio.
セーブします。
Sweets are increasing in popularity with homemakers. Well, I got the plan for you.
どれにしようかな。
Let's see if I can trigger that. I already have a ton of them, right? I have 10.
どれにしようかな。何がいいかな。何がいいかな。どれにしようかな。どれにしよう。どれにしようかな。何をかな。どれにしようかな。どれにしようかな。何がいいかな。どれにしようかな。
500, 300. I want to have stuff stocked in here at all times, but generally want stuff that's I don't want to bother haggling for, right? Bat wings, definitely on that list. Maybe fin fans as well. Okay. Let's hope for the best. Say homemakers want sweets, right? Women have come in great numbers, looking for the popular sweets. Near pin, kinda cool. 5% seems to be the dream with these guys. Sorry, I tried to do orders, but for whatever reason, the dungeon uses up my whole day now, for some reason. Alright, heart icon. Oh, him being mad broke my combo. Okay, I see how that works. It's too bad. This whole point of doing this is for combo. I have hats? Sure. Right? I do. Good job, pass me. You like 5% too? Is everyone just like 5%? Still a profit. Really interested to figure out how those mechanics are supposed to work. I tried, man. For some reason, going to the dungeon uses up my whole day now. I don't get it. I think my save file might be bugged. I would have leveled up if it wasn't for the order failures. It's too bad. What all is decreased in price right now? Weapons and heavy armor. Okay. Shortcake, taiyaki. Get rid of all this anti-venom. I can. I'm just puzzled as to why I have to do it that way. It's like if the day opens and I immediately go to the dungeon, the day burns out. And if that's how it works, that's fine. I just don't understand why it's happening like that. 2 pieces of armor. I will try. Ooh, that was... Wait, what is the news? Depending what the news is here. Sweets has increased. That's too bad. That's... really too bad. You get different news every time, so you can't cheese it by reloading. But... selling stuff that day doesn't seem to be worth it. Let's see. Want to always have those on hand, basically no matter what. See what this town square event is. Oh. But we've seen this one before, the Mario joke about him eating mushrooms. The reason nobody came in was I forgot to stock the shelves. Oops. It happens. Right, shield. Silver helm. Magnet necklace. Cape. Actually, let's replace that with the golden scales. Maybe somebody wants it. Water crystal. Brave heart is probably a good crafting item. "3 days, I want you to get 2 treasures from me." Okay. Hopefully she'll buy the scales off me. She's got money to burn on it. Some food. Oh, you know it. Oh, she likes 3%. She's cheapskate. Nice. Ah, you. You didn't screw up. She's just a jerk. Night shield. I didn't get the near pin on that one, so maybe he is more like 11%. I was starting to wonder if 5% would always work. Okay, that gave me the near pin. Maybe it's different for different customers or different items. Mommy told me to buy this steel breastplate. There it is. Can we get you to buy this odd vase off of me? Probably sell that to Alouette later. Well, we get Price of long swords has decreased. Price of armor has normalized.
はい、何ですか?
Merchant level. Fusion rank 3. Store expansion.
何をこうかな? えい! 何がいいかな? えい! 何がいいかな? えい! 何がいいかな?
Let me list that treasure. They can resell it right away.
どうしようかな? 開店するよ. いらっしゃいませ. こんにちは.
Shortcake.
いくらにしようかな? わかったわ. あり
Get
がとう
a
ござい
heart
ます.
for that.
売れたよ.
Just bonus of 30.
こんにちは.
Really need some sweets. That's illegal. Can we sue?
いくらにしようかな? ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな?
Can I turn this ham sandwich into money? Yeah, sure, I'll buy your used ham sandwich. Weirdo.
ありがとうございました。買ったよ。
I didn't get the near pin on that.
いらっしゃい
Interesting.
ませ。こんにちは。いくらにしようかな?
You are literally the worst. Breaking my combo. I wonder if there's a way for me to permanently get rid of
いらっしゃい
her.
ませ。いくらにしようかな? ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
It's not related to the Sonic franchise at all.
いくらにしようかな? ありがとうございました。売れたよ。こんにちは。
She who must be obeyed is on my case to get rid of this beef bowl. Okay.
ありがとうございました。買ったよ。疲れた。
It's like the Super Mario movie, right? Where it's like, who wanted this? Why is it oriented in this bizarre way?
明日もこの調子でいきましょう。仕事しますよ。今日も頑張っていこう。
What's the news? Price of sweets has decreased. Sweet heaven, the market around shortcakes has completely collapsed. So that's how they punished me for doing that, right?
どれにしようかな? どれにしようかな? 何がいいかな? 何がいいかな?
Original sin. 2 days, Alouette wants 2 treasures, the woman wants 2 hats, the man wants 2 metal things. So I can go buy a bunch of shortcakes while the price has crashed, right? Do I have everything that they could want? 2 hats,
何ですか?
2 metal things.
何がいいかな? 何がいいかな? どれにしようかな? どれにしようかな? 何をこうかな? 何をこうかな? どれにしようかな? どれにしようかな?
What do I have that's made of metal that's worth the most amount of money? Pure edge. Silver gauntlet, maybe?
何がいいかな? 何がいい
And
か
the
な?
silver armor too, I bet.
何をこうかな? どれにしようかな? 何がいいかな? 何がいいかな? 何をこうかな? 何がいいかな? どれにしようかな?
Let's see what happens.
セールします。どうしようかな?
Yeah, right, Aki. I got your point.
開店するね。
With
い
you.
らっしゃいませ。
Come to get my metal things. You just want anything that's metal. Alright, dude. That's fine.
これなんかどうでしょう?
And I gotta reload. I guess silver doesn't count as metal?
いくらにしようかな? そうですわね。ありがとうございました。
I have to rush through this. I don't think I can access the menu once I've started selling. 2 cold weather clothes.
ありがとうございました。こんにちは。
I'm just resetting this anyway, but still.
これなんかどうでしょう。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Be more clear in your order next time, man. I know, right?
どうしようかな。お店開けますよ。こんにちは。
Tempted to Google it so we don't have to repeat this multiple times here. Recettear metal things. Things related to metal music. Category metal. Arc Saber, Knight's Blade, Magnet Necklace. The Battle Sweater counts as metal, but not the silver plate. Okay. Whatever y'all say. Hold on. Shortcake crashed. Does a pure edge count? Doesn't. Wow. Glad I googled this. I have no way to figure it out otherwise. The iron spear also does not count. Jiminy Christmas. Sandwich plate does, which I think he can afford to sell. Or buy. Does the parade armor count? No. Iron armor does. So worst case scenario, I can do that. Warrior's helm does not. Magnet necklace does. Okay. Alright. Some people's kids, man. Alright, now we can afford rent, so that's exciting. I do have the things you asked for. And your heart. 3 books. Yeah, it'll be easier for me to deal with than warm weather clothing. I don't know how much she wants to pay. I think I can get away with charging her more. Price of food has decreased. Sweets boom has ended. Price of shortcakes has normalized. Crap. I wanted to go buy shortcakes while they were price crashed. Hold on. Hoping it would last longer than a single time segment. It's on here, right? Sweet heavens, the market around shortcakes has completely collapsed. Not for sale. Oh. So that only punishes you. Okay, well, now I know. Okay, just load after my last one. I see. Alright. So I still have several days to make the payment, and I've already hit the minimum amount for it. If I leave now, I should be able to go to the dungeon. Oh, I've seen this one. Yeah, and going to the Adventure Guild now burns my whole day no matter what, so I should always be doing something. Let's see, all food is cheap, including shortcakes. How much can I get away with and then still have enough money to pay my debts at the end of the week is the question. I could probably make that work. Where are our level 3 fusion choices here? Furball, back scratcher, lacquer walls, romantics capes, water crystals. Cutlet bowl, perfume staff, 30 insect traps. I'm good. Alright, Charme. Oh, I sold her a sandwich plate. Be too expensive to buy a new one? It's not so bad. So, the dungeon takes an entire day no matter what, right? Like yesterday, at the very first thing I did, burned the whole day, and all I did was go to the dungeon. What makes it take 4 instead of 2? That's where I'm currently puzzled, trying to figure out how things work. Hopefully it doesn't bite me in the butt, let's see. See if we can do the... get the last character. Well, I guess I still need the spear girl. Just run into her a couple times. I don't know if there's a rule to look for she appears on. Wait, so visiting the Merchant's Guild and the market consumes time? I thought time wasn't consumed until I got back from the Adventurers Guild or returned to the item shop. So I didn't see the pie move after I went to the shop. Because it seems like if I'm on Pie Slice 2, I can leave the shop and then go to the market and to the Merchant's Guild and then go to the Adventurers Guild. And I've already used my first 2 pie slices for, like, opening the shop. But if the first thing I do is I leave the shop and I go do those things and go to the Adventurers Guild, then I just lose all the time for the day for some reason. Crafters. Yeah, if I open the shop, and then I leave and I go to the Merchant's Guild and the market, I can then go to the Adventurers Guild and it uses the remaining 2 pie slices. Or I can leave the shop first thing in the morning, stop at the market and the Merchant's Guild, and then if I do the dungeon, then my day is shot. So it seems like there's a way to do it to get more value out of it while still visiting the same number of places. I guess the thing that... everything Tielle tells you is wrong, isn't it? She tells you time is only consumed when you return to the shop or when you go to the dungeon. Don't believe the fairy's lies. Is this maybe that thing that happened one time where, like, the Adventurers Guild showed as available, and then I went in a building and came out and then it wasn't available. Lying here.
大丈夫ですか？ゲット。
I guess the thing that confuses me is that the pie slice doesn't move. If when you took an activity, the pie slice moved immediately, because I think it technically does. Like, it sounds like that's happening behind the scenes. But it doesn't actually move until you finish activities, even though it's already spent. Let's see. Yeah, weird. Just making sure what she's wearing makes sense. The game is lying to me in a tremendously unhelpful way. Like I said, it's just like Bravely Default. There's a lying fairy. Adventurers Guild uses 2 time slots. Visiting Town uses 1, 2 plus 1. These are all counted upon returning to the shop. So what happened to me a couple days ago, thanks for the help, the Ninit. I left the shop, went to the market and the Merchants Guild, went to the Adventurers Guild, and when I came back I was in the final pie slice and was out of time. Is it because it actually secretly consumed a pie slice when I visited both shops? I guess that's their... It makes sense if I get how it works. Because otherwise it seems like you should only ever go to the shop when you're already going to the Adventurers Guild, right? Just the fact that the time consumption happens but isn't reflected in the UI until you finish the day is what's super confusing to me. I think it's effectively the same, right? Because you're still restricted as though the pie had moved, even though it hasn't. Well, I wonder if that's localization too then when Tielle explains it. She's like, yeah, time only gets consumed when you go back to the shop. So she even says, like, so do everything you can when you go out, but don't really. Also, don't try to price things at 33%. Also, don't try to haggle with people ever. Right? Try it out on a day where you have no orders, just going out immediately to the Adventurers Guild, and then she'll let you go in a second time. I believe you, Minute, but I'm trying to find out why that thing I described happened to me earlier, where literally the day started, I got the day fade in, I left Recettear, I visited all the shops, I went in the Adventurers Guild, and then when I came back, the arrow was pointed on the final pie slice, and when I went back into my shop, it said goodnight and end of the day. For what you're saying, it sounds like what should have happened is after I got back from the guild, I should have had at least 1 pie slice remaining to sell stuff, right? But I think it consumed 1 for going to the market and for the Merchants Guild separately. Damn it. I always take damage from these guys. I may have viewed a cutscene in town. I think I see what you're saying. So like what normally would have happened would have been, even though it was on the final pie slice when I got back from the dungeon, if I like looked at a cutscene or something, that's what triggered returning to the shop, triggering the good night scene. If I hadn't have viewed the scene in town, I would have gone back to the shop and been able to sell on the final pie slice, right? I was expecting to come back and it land on the third pie slice and then returning to the shop and move it to 4. You have none left after a dungeon and will immediately put you in the shop and end the day. Okay. Which is why it didn't immediately put me in the shop when I went to view that scene in the town. Okay. I think I get it. It's confusing, but I get it. Basically, the arrow doesn't move until later. And what's the second thing? Going to the Adventurers Guild does not count as being out, if that makes sense. Like, to me, I took it as, okay, if I leave the shop, then I can just do any combination of whatever I want the entire time that I'm out. But leaving the dungeon is similar to leaving the shop, right? Now it's tracking if I'm doing things immediately after I get out of the dungeon. So the only way to do the dungeon twice is to leave the shop, do nothing, go into the Adventurers Guild, do a dungeon run, and then as soon as you come out of the dungeon, go right back in, right? Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. I think that was more confusing than the dial not moving. That makes sense now. Thank you for helping me to understand it. I was pretty convinced that, like, the Adventurers Guild counted as being out, so once you went there, everything else didn't count against you. Now, I guess there's still a quirk there. Let me think of how to phrase this question intelligently. Hold on. Oh, do the Eskimo shoes make you immune to this ice magic thing? That's kind of cool. I didn't realize that items had added effects like that. Wondering why am I not slip sliding around? That's cool. Okay, so if the way I should think about it is that leaving the Adventurers Guild is similar to leaving the shop, why is it that if I leave the shop... Oh wait, no, I think I get it. Never mind. I was going to ask, why is it that when I leave the shop, visit, like, the Merchant's Guild, and then go to the Adventurers Guild, that I've used 3 slices and not 2? Is it because it's not counting me as having left the shop until I visit a location other than the Adventurers Guild? Like, if I were to leave the shop and go, oops, I didn't mean to do that, and go right back in, would it consume a pie slice? Just a small amount of items with hidden effects. I dig that. It's really cool. Okay. Leaving and returning takes no time, provided I don't go anywhere else. So I could do that to pop out to see if there's an event, for example. And I've been avoiding doing that for fear that it would burn time. So I can get another food item before we go to the boss. This boss was pretty hard if I recall. And I'm less tanky than I was with Louis before. All the rabbits. Speedrunner at the end, they have to rush back and forth between the shop and Merchant's Guild to pass time. Oh, interesting. So, like, they have all the money that they need and they just want to beat the game now? Actually, I don't think we want to get rid of the fur balls. Something I can craft with them. Oh, it's trapped. Oops. I don't know whether her special clone ability is going to be OP on this boss like it is with all the other bosses. Possibly not. Because the hitboxes for the crates is like super janky. I keep forgetting Charme's warning, yeah. I know it's there. Shoot, that sucks. I feel like I should just finish leveling up on this floor now. Definitely committed to it now. Hopefully there's enough enemies on the floor for me to level up. It looks like I'm getting a decent amount of XP per kill. Very much Final Fantasy bombs. Rabbits, ooh, that'll be nice. Let's see. Actually, don't think I want the toothpicks thing. It does dump that. Yeah, just gonna speedrun through the dungeon. Who do speedrunners use? Do they use her? 'Cause they don't get her early enough. Maybe they don't even bother with doing dungeon running at all, right? Just all, arbitrage. They don't bother, yeah. I'm mostly out here because I wanted to recruit another shopper. Now I'm wondering if that even matters. Can you avoid ever getting the girl who fences stuff for too much money as a customer by never viewing that event? Hmm. I wonder if it's like a deck building thing where you actually want to have a very small pool of customers with high reputation, and more customers is actively bad. I'm sorry, Ravana. My bad. Daijobu. So, Daijobu you in the deska. Excuse me. Don't you dare. Rude. Alright. Seen this cutscene already. Oof. I don't think her clone can help. It's a bummer. Oh god. Alright, I've got some food, so... I might be able to use the clone on her in the final phase, though. Oh, she was around here somewhere. There she is. Hey, thank you, Leon. Appreciate it. Sweet, sweet.
Super awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Cool.
お疲れです。お疲れ様でした。
I see, and there it forced me back instead of putting me in town for a pie slice because I'd already spent pie slice number 1.
明日もこの
I think I understand better now.
おはようございます。
Presumably sweets are still... Accessories is decreased. Swords is normalized. Town square belongs to everyone. Please pick up your trash. Okay, so I gotta grind here. Hopefully sweets normalizes soon. Someone should be picking up treasures soon? Question mark. By tomorrow, so I don't actually want to sell those, because I can sell them to her. Probably for full price, hopefully. Alright, let's see what happens. Hope for the best. Oh, I need to stock this. Problem is, I want to stock it with sweets, but they're... People want books, so... Actually, since you don't haggle, will people pay the base price for stuff that's in the vending machine? Or no? Let's see, what do I have a lot of? Oh, there is logic to make them less likely to buy? Okay. That makes sense. I don't think the vending does the luxury vending machines do anything other than give you additional slots. I feel like I actually wasted money on those. I thought maybe it would make them people more likely to buy from them, but I don't know if that's true. Just more slots, that's too bad. Yeah, because it was easy enough to stay on top of the slots. Oh shoot. Hopefully it remembers that I'm on save slot 1. Two weapons required in 3 days. All day. I don't know what her budget's like, though. Raid Helm. Is she like 5%? I guess so. Oh, people will buy a vending machine from you when they say they want something metal? That's funny. That's another thing where Tielle lies to you. She's like, there's no reason ever to buy a vending machine, because you can never make profit off of them under any circumstances. Got a piece of armor. I probably do. I know he's willing to pay more, but I don't get the just pin, I guess. People asking for something in advance orders, right? That makes sense. It's the best way to make a profit anyway, right? Like, I imagine the math on convincing people to actually come in the store is not competitive. Nice. Walnut bread fisherman's story was a lie. The walnut bread fisherman wakes up early in the morning to risk his life on the open sea so that he can fish up walnut breads for everyone. It's funny. Yeah, I'll sell it to you. I'd rather sell it to... Charme, but money's money. Okay, now I'm gonna make my payment again, so... I was worried after all those shortcakes. You want to buy a weapon, huh? Oh yeah, now I don't have to send this with you anymore.
わかってるわね。いくらにしようかな。まあ、ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
I think everyone just likes 5%
いらっしゃい
above
ませ。
base price. It pains me to part with it, but for your sake, I'll sell this to you.
いくらにしようかな。
Hopefully, this candied fish will make this place look like less of a shanty. Whatever you say.
そうです。ありがとうございました。
Well, fine. Some people's alouettes.
いくらにしようかな。
You want the purity ring? Oh, I didn't realize it was low price. That's a bummer. So, that means I have to sell it for half of what I'd usually get away with selling it for, right? Bummer.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃい
One
ませ。
person will haggle at 105. Some food, he says. I think all food is discounted right now, right? Alright, let's just minimize the
これなんかどう
damages.
でしょう。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Price of daggers has increased. Of course, I just sold the dagger. Price of sweets is normalized. Several incidents with fake high-class restaurants have left diners uncertain. Oh, but sweets and food were both penalized in price simultaneously. I think.
なんでしょうか。
Food is decreased.
何をこうかな。
Oh, it's not exactly 50%? Really?
どうしようかな。開店するね。いらっしゃいませ。
Golden scales. Oh, yeah, okay. Somebody raised the price of treasures.
ありがとうございました。
I don't know what the safe sale price is for buying from people. A weapon. Oh, I sure do. How about this weapon?
いくらにしようかな。
Alright, so normally I would charge you 9,000. Let's do 18.
ありがとうございました。
Awesome.
売れたよ。
Too bad I already sold the nice dagger. I wonder if the game knows that you did that.
いくらにしようか
I've been looking for one of these. I think she's been annoying in the past about how much she's willing to pay.
な。ありがとうございました。売
And
れ
she
たよ。
did near pin it.
いらっし
She's
ゃい
like the little girl in that respect.
こういうのが欲しいんだけど。
Piece of armor. Oh, I just sold the thing. That sucks.
これなんかどうでしょう。
Sandwich plate, I've been trying to get it to her.
本当に？ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
It's a lesser known price down effect in the game. What's that? A minute. Sinister objects are increasing in popularity with men. Chapel masters are worried. The price of food is normalized. There we go. What counts as a sinister object? I'm probably just gonna have to Google it again with how random the metal objects one was.
What なんでしょうか。何をこうかな。えい。どれにしようかな。
Goose
何
knife.
がいいかな。
Let me make sure I'm on top of my outstanding orders here.
何ですか。
2 treasures and 3 books.
何をこうかな。
Oh, cool. What's their target, Leon? Hmm.
セーブします。
Alright. Recettear. Sinister objects. See how long the boom lasts. I'll try to buy some of them in the morning.
いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございます。
Alright.
売れたよ。
Getting close to having enough money for the next payment.
いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
I feel like the amount of XP to get to level 20 is really high.
いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。こんにちは。いくらにしようかな。
Found an item with a great profit margin.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。おやすみ。おやすみなさい。今日は頑張りましたね。明日もこの調子でいきましょう。
Seen that event.
仕事しますよ。今日も頑張っていこう。
Tielle.
セーブします。
Alright. Sinister objects. Oh, is it already over? Let's see. This year's harvest is a disaster. The price of food has increased. Ah. Oh, I still have tons of shortcake. We are now a food store. I guess, what do I want to put in the vending machine? Hey everybody, come buy my overpriced shortcakes. It's gotta be frustrating for the townfolk to keep track of, like, what the hell is sold at Recettear? I still need to find out what sinister objects are. Sinister. Bloodblade, Thief's Knife, Assassin Blade, Cultist Dagger. Let's see, which of these is the most expensive by far? Divine Staff, Focus Staff, Succubus Bow, Wizard's Robe, Faust's Bargain, Plate of Grief, Devil's Will. Most of these are craftables, unfortunately, so I don't think I can make a ton of money off of this. Mystery Ring. Charred Lizard. Might be a book I can get with it, actually. Oh, we saw this one past loop. Saw that one past loop. Doomsday, I can only sell so many of them though. Alchemy in a week. 2600 is pretty good. How about counters? Out of stock on the heretical table. Floors. It's out of stock. Carpet. Seabed, no. I'm trying to see if I can find an item that beats 5600. Ebon Talisman. Cultist Dagger. Perfume Staff, actually. I think Cane Staff, that one might have been limited. Let's see. Yeah, Perfume Staff is 5740, that's comparable. Cane Staff sells for a little bit more. Bows is a Succubus Bow only. Spear. Abyssal Glaive. 2 Glaive, which we all know means to bluff. Wizard's Robe. I think it's going to end up being that book. Breastplate, Plate of Grief. Charms, no. Okay, we'll just buy a bunch of the books. Was, Alchemy in a week. I can probably sell Doomsday as well. Okay. Make a save just in case.
ただいま。何を買おうかな。
This is now a bookstore.
何がいいかな。何を買おうかな。どれにしようかな。何がいいかな。何がいいかな。何を買おうかな。どれにしようかな。何を買おうかな。セーブします。どうしようかな。採点するよ。
Men have come in great numbers, looking for the popular sinister things.
いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございます。
Evil
売れ
books.
たよ。こんにちは。ごめんあそばせ。
I do have your treasures.
これですよこれ。いくらにしようかな。
Not bad for you anyway.
そうですよね。ありがとうございます。
Nice.
売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Evil cakes, right?
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
I don't remember how much I paid for each one, but I think I'm making a profit. I'm definitely getting a good amount of
いくら
XP.
にしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Look at all those heart bonuses with that guy.
こんにちは。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。こんにちは。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。
Still can't not hear the Super Mario RPG
いらっしゃいませ。
tadpole song,
いくらにしようかな。
that whistle effect in the background.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。あのね。
Well, I'm not going to sell you into my evil books.
これですよこれ。いくらにしようかな。
She likes 3%.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
I thought the cake was a lie, alright.
セーブします。
So I get a store expansion,
何ですか。
which I have to buy from the Merchants Guild, right? Half pay, what that is. Oh, it probably reduces the amount that I have to pay adventurers. Let's see. Interesting.
何がいいかな。
Right. Minutes ago, we were an evil bookstore. Now we are a shortcake store. Catch up. Pay attention. They won't pay extra for stuff if it's in the vending machine, so be careful about that. Store that gives the people what they want.
セーブします。
If you read the description on Booze of the Month, it comes with a sample? I didn't know that. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's why people want it.
どうしようかな。お店開けますよ。いらっしゃいませ。あのね。いくらにしようかな。
You mean to buy a beef bowl from you? Ugh,
いくらにしようかな。
really? Okay, because I have to be double what I'd normally get away with, right? So it has to be like 3,000. Lame.
ありがとうございました。あったよ。
Sold alcohol to a little girl.
あのね。いくらにしようかな。
This is a present for my brother, she says. So we can get away with 210, most people, I think. Actually, 206 for her.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
But putting that in the window increases the chance she'll show up.
いくらにしようかな。
Stop selling me used sweets, you nut
ありが
bars.
とうございました。買い取ったよ。
I am the seller of used sweets. Only I may do that.
違うんですよ。帰っちゃっ
Some sweets, you say? Well, am I the store for
これなん
you?
かどうでしょう。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。こんにちは。いくらにしようかな。
$73.80. I'll try to remember that as the price.
いらっしゃいませ。欲しいものがあるの。
Piece of armor. I don't think I've built my relationship with her at all.
これなんかどうでしょう。いくらにしようかな。
But I also don't know if the other NPCs get
ありがとうござ
a
いました。売れたよ。
bonus at all.
いらっしゃいませ。
Yeah, take your pick. Exactly.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。何がいいかな。
This is, as of very recently, a cake
ど
store.
れにしようかな。何がいいかな。
That's what we sell. Cake and little else. That's what I'm gonna rename the store to. So you're gonna have the book vending machines.
セーブします。どうしようかな。開店するね。
For cake here.
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。
Oh, wait.
ありがとうございました。
No, I sold it to him. Okay, for a second I thought he was buying it. Or selling it to me. Something warm. Good lord. Panda suit, warm robe, fur robe, salamander shield, wool hat, cloth hat, warm hat. Scarves, Eskimo boots, natural heater. Not the thick robe, though. I don't think I have anything anymore. I think I've sold most of them. I guess the old
これなん
muffler.
かどうでしょう。いく
To
ら
keep my combo going, right?
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Vending machines full of animal parts.
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。
You're the worst.
違うんですよ。帰っちゃっ
Is there anything I can do to progress her plotline to get her to not suck so bad, or is she like a curse, basically, that I can't undo?
た。これなんかどうでしょう。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございま
I was
す。
wondering if I like
売れたよ。
purchased a certain number of items from her, she would go away.
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Oh, I'm not getting near pin from her anymore. Interesting.
いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございま
Sure.
した。
I gotta make a run to the Merchants Guild and buy like a few of everything again so I can fulfill orders. I've got plenty of money for it. We should be okay.
明日もこのとこしていきましょう。おはようございます。
The price of heavy armor has decreased. The price of daggers has normalized. Today's dungeon index, 70.
セーブします。行ってきます。
Expansion. Yeah, okay. I don't think it matters though. Like, no one's ever gonna buy out the entire store. Unless I could increase the size of the window. Alright, so we want to get a few of everything here. Maybe not the most expensive stuff. I still want to make money when people have specific orders. I know 80,000 for this current bill, right? Yeah, okay. Almost overspent there, but we're okay. Should be enough for me to buy some. I'll get some warm hats just because they're come up sometimes. What's going on at the market? There's a scene. Don't know if we saw this one in the one. Mount Sweet's Demon Parfait in under 30 minutes. Even a hungry Louie wouldn't eat all that so fast. Funny. That's such a small profit, but money is money. It's the name of a type of modern composite tank armor. That's funny. Holy crap! Okay, I guess that store expansion is significant. I was just saying. Super Vend. Oh, but I can't get to that corner. What? Hold on. Kidding me, right? It's gotta be a mistake. Move tables. I can't rotate tables, right? There's actually only 7 window slots. Interesting. Yeah, I was wondering about that with the way the room was laid out. Oops. Taiyaki. Well, actually, this all can sell for more, can it? Alright, let's do it. Place more orders with me, please. I think how much money I'm making every time I sell a high-priced shortcake. People of this town are hungry. Today I sell cake. You trying to sell me cake? You get out of my shop right now. How dare you? Does this game have, like, threatening people's lives and families? Get them out of your market? What is even happening? What is happening? Some food. How about a shortcake? Sorry, we don't have any food. Sorry. Something metal, he says. We struggled with keeping track of what was and was not metal before. Metal. Knight's Blade counts. I'm trying to sell him the most expensive thing I have, though. Pure Edge counts. That's pretty good. Is there anything that's at a premium in price right now? No, it's always sweets. Hurricane Bow, no. Grand Naginata? Yes, that one's the highest so far. Still breastplate, or does sandwich plate counts? It does. That's money. Money, money, money. A store full of lies. He walked right past all the shortcake to ask me for food. Under normal circumstances, that'd be a clue he's not looking for shortcake. Yeah, I've focused on profits before. Right now I'm focusing on customer relationship and merchant XP. I think I should be able to make enough money before the deadline. You are the worst, and I don't think there's anything I can do about you. I think you just break my combo. At least he was the last customer of the day. Could have been worse. I'm out of shortcake to stock, what? Nani the heck? Her role is to break your combo. So the only way to avoid her is to simply never do town square events. So you don't accidentally run into her, right? Impossible. They sold like cake. Exactly. See if I can get rid of these Alchemy in a Week books. I don't care about haggling for them. I want some food. Well, do I have a deal for you or what? Stop this! What do you all think this is? This is my racket. Get out. I will kill you. Every last one of you. Keep selling me your used food. How Japanese it is being able to buy a book from a vending machine. This is something my grandmother treasured, he says. Please buy this chocolate bar from me. Get out of Dodge. Shut the front door. I will. Thank you for not trying to sell me a shortcake. I'm surprised I haven't crashed the market for shortcake yet. Hey, level up. Is the amount of XP needed to level up fixed per level, or does it go up with each level? Standing orders. 3 clothes, 2 weapons. Goes up, okay. Every adventurer will cut their price in half for you. Vending machines again? Wonder what the next one is. I'm gonna start listing other stuff here. Expensive weapons. It's like I'm a cake shop that sells deadly weapons on the side. Makes perfect sense, don't question it.
にちは。いくらにしようかな。
Oh, you know it. I'd love to get rid of all these cakes before the price drops. That'd be awesome.
こんにちは。
本当かよ。
いくらにしようかな。
Weapons are for when someone tries to take my cake. Or someone tries to sell me cake.
売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。
My grandmother died. Okay, dude. Whatever you say, man.
ありがとうございました。
Even stuff like this sells.
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。おーい。いくらにしようかな。
Okay, I don't think I can charge you as much. You kind of suck, don't you?
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。こんにちは。いくらにしようかな。
Trying to sell me your baked yam, man? What is wrong with all of you?
ありがとうございました。買ったよ。いらっしゃいませ。
About to cause it to collapse. Okay, probably the crystal sword is the most expensive one I have access to. If swords ever drop in price, I should just buy a bunch of those.
これなんかどうでしょう。いくらにしようかな。
Huh, it'll do.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。こんにちは。
I really, really need 2 foodstuffs
あり
in
がと
2
うございま
days.
した。へへ。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしよ
I
うかな。
got this from my neighbor's wife.
ありがとうございました。買い取ったよ。お疲れです。
Will cakes be okay? It better be.
今日は頑張りましたね。今日は連載日でそうしていきましょう。来週も頑張りましょう。おめでとうございます。
Jim Carrey is kind of a nut bar, though, now, isn't he? Because I don't know if that's impacted his acting.
仕事しますよ。今日も頑張っていこう。
Price of daggers has increased. Sweet heaven, the market around shortcakes has completely collapsed.
何を買ったの？
What's the...
何がいい？
Oh my
ど
god.
れにしようかな。
Oh my god. Although actually it was sort of obvious.
何を買おうかな。何を買おうかな。何を買おうかな。
Actually, it was sort of obvious.
どれにしようかな。どれにしようかな。何がいいかな。何を買おうかな。何がいいか
Try
な。
selling more specific weapons here.
何を買おうかな。
Too much power on the market.
何がいいかな。
It would be funny, it's like they appear to have caught a little bit of a loophole. Like, since you can't go to the store and then buy a crashed item, so you just buy a bunch of the item and then you cause the market to crash. Then you go stock up a bunch more.
どれにしようかな。
Repeat
どれに
until
し
you
ようか
win.
な。どれにしようかな。何を買おうかな。どれにしようかな。何を買おうかな。
Someone get DOJ antitrust in here. Exactly. So you're saying they'll still buy it, they're just less likely to buy it if it's crashed, but they'll pay full price for it, right? They'll put base price for it at least. 9 shortcakes and a batwing. It won't actually let me buy, like, when it crashes, it won't let me buy it. It's way less likely, I see. Right. Trying to dump these anti-venoms.
セーブします。どうしようかな。
What's the news summary right now? Anything that's cheap? Come here, Tier.
何でしょうか
Armor. Oh, the price of all food is up, I see. Too
どう
bad.
しようかな開店するねいらっしゃいま
Sure
せありがとうござい
can.
ましたへへ
Wait, I thought you were a cake shop. About that.
いくらにしようかな
Don't sell me your ham. Wait, no, she's buying my ham sandwich. Never mind, everything's fine. So it's like 210.
そうですわありがとうございました売れたよいらっしゃいませいくらにしようかなありがとうございました売れた
And
よ
that near pin XP bonus. I just want to keep doing that until I get to the point where you get diminishing returns on merchant level. I want to see what all the upgrades
い
are.
くらにしようかな
Oh, I don't know how much money you have.
いいよありがとうございました売れたよ
Decent amount, apparently. She starts with a pretty big wallet. Guess it makes sense since you meet her so late. Weapons, she says. How about both of these high-priced daggers?
いくらにしようかな
It's like
わか
this.
ったありがとうございま
Alright.
した売れたよ
And I got a heart. Living the dream.
こんにちは
So what triggers them leveling up? Just after they've bought a certain number of things? It looks like I always get this just bonus. Clothes. Battle sweater and
こ
silk
れなんかどうで
clothes.
しょういくらにしようかなありがとうございました売れたよいらっしゃいませ
本当かよ。
いくらにしようかな
Dude, I guess it's technically better than the gilded sword. He replaced the breaker blade with a gilded sword. I'm like, what are you doing? What is your problem?
よし、
あり
それでいいぜ
がとうござい。ました売れたよなんでしょうか
Alright, so I already have enough for this week's dealio. I'm trying to decide if I want to pop outside and buy more things. I might.
行ってきますえへへ
+2 to their rep. Near pin is around +2. Not haggling is +1. Oh, they get a level after 10 points. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, carp! Alright. Nothing is for cheap. So, let me think here. Probably make basic profit if I throw a bunch of books in there, right? Yeah, all those alchemy books sold. They sell for a few thousand. Don't know if I've met... Is she the girl with the spear in the dungeon who gets lost? I met her in Loop 1, but I've decided to kind of bail on the dungeon for this run. Spend too much time in there for not enough payoff. Buy a bunch of these while they're cheap. I think they sell for like 10,000 normally. Yeah, she's funny. I think I had to run into her like 4 or 5 times before she finally left the dungeon, which was clever.
ただい
Price of weapons is decreased. Lame. Sweet heaven, the market around powerful anti-venoms has completely collapsed.
をこうかな。
Food is normalized.
何がいいかな。何をこうかな。何をこうかな。何がいいかな。何がいいかな。
Well, that's too bad.
何をこうかな。どれにしようかな。何をこうかな。
Let me crash the
どれにしようかな。
price of
何
books.
をこうかな。
I'm pretty sure I ran into her at least twice before she finally left. Alchemy in a week. Let's not sell weapons. Daggers don't count as weapons, huh?
何がいいかな。何をこうかな。何をこうかな。何をこうかな。どれにしよう。どれにしよう。
Buy more of these later, that's okay.
どれにしようかな。何をこうかな。何がいいかな。何をこうかな。どれにしようかな。何がいいかな。何がいいかな。何がいいかな。何でしょうか。何をこうかな。どれにしようかな。何をこうかな。何がいいかな。セーブします。はい、何ですか。
Weapons is down, heavy armor's down, daggers is up. Oh, I see. Got it. Sweet heaven, the market around shortcake is completely collapsed.
お店開けますね。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。
You sure can, buddy.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。
こういうのが欲しいんだけど。
A piece of armor. I'm not gonna sell you
こ
stuff.
れなんかどうでしょう。
Oh, that's nice. Been trying to get rid of that for a while. Too bad it's not the sandwich plate.
まあ、
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。こんにちは。貧乏人が働いていますよね。そうです。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
I suppose I can deign to accept.
こんにちは。いくらにしようかな。
It is really interesting to me how, like, you have to work your ass off for a really long time to just barely pay the bills, and then once you have enough seed income, you just turn money into money real fast.
ありがとうございます。
Like, I have, at the beginning of this week, I had enough money to pay the next rent bill, and I'm just gonna spend it all on stuff. Gotta spend money to make money.
セーブします。
Sinister objects are increasing in popularity with men. Chapel masters are worried. Armor has normalized.
どれにしようか。どれに
I think I sell like a max of 10 of them during a boom anyway.
何をこうかな。何をこうかな。何がいいかな。どうしようかな。体験するね。
Men have come in great numbers looking for the popular sinister objects. My wife asked me for something sinister. Well, hold on. Other things were sinister, right? Cane staff? Oh, but those are... That's a bummer. I don't think I can get much better.
これなん
Sell
か
the
どうで
book.
しょう。いくらにしようかな。
Member of the filthy bourgeoisie. I know, right?
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。
All that it required was me time traveling to back before I was poor,
いらっしゃいませ。いくらに
with my human relationships persisting.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Yeah, I think they're great.
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。レベルアップ。いらっしゃいませ。
Alright.
いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。こんにちは。いくらにしようかな。
This is the way you grind XP, I feel
あり
like.
がとうございました。売れたよ。
Too bad I can't take stuff out of the vending machine.
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Alright. It was exactly
お
10.
やすみなさい。今日は頑張りましたね。明日もこの調子でいきましょ
Did they ever not say exceeded expectations? Price of precious metals is decreased. Price of daggers is normalized. Price of shortcakes is normalized. Acceptable on like father, like daughter. Hmm.
何をこうかな。何をこうかな。どれにしようかな。何をこうかな。どれにしようかな。どれにしようかな。
う。セーブします。
Yeah.
はい、何ですか？
Dude, I was barely making ends meet. I played the first couple weeks wrong because I was playing it the way Tier tells you to play it. And so I didn't level up customers correctly or really do anything right. 2 foodstuffs. Vending machines. You may place vending machines without limit. Yeah. More items would be good. I feel like these more items, like when I first noticed them in the merchant level list, I'm like, who cares? But that's how you make the most money. Especially when your customers have really big
セ
wallets.
ーブします。
Because it's like the percent margin that you can upsell stuff, the base price versus what the shops sell it for is about the same for every item in the game. So, but like a 5% difference is a big deal when the initial cost of the item is like 20,000, right? Versus 200.
どうしようかな。
And you can only sell so many items per day.
お店開けますよ。
Oh, I didn't realize that that pattern could continue.
ど
Shit,
れにしようかな。
I don't have 10 this
あり
time.
がとうございました。売れたよ。
Last time I tried to draw people twice, it didn't work.
こんにちは。
Let's see what other stuff I've got that counts as sinister.
ありがとうございました。
I do not have 10 anymore.
売れたよ。こんにちは。
Sell the Canes thing at Sinister. Wizard's Robe counts. I think I already sold one of those
どう
though.
でしょう。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。
I do have foodstuffs.
これなんかどうでしょう。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。
It's interesting, the old cape doesn't count. It seems super evil. Something sinister. Cane staff counts. What else do we got though? Armband, magical hat, assassin's hood. Sure helm. Hello charm. Yeah, the old cape looks like it should count, but it does not.
これなんかどうでしょう。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
I guess I can sell charred lizards and bat wings in a pinch, just to keep my combo going. Thief's knife.
いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
This is good though. I need to get to merchant level 23 for the shops to stock more stuff. Thief's knife, right?
これなんかどうでしょう。いくらに
So
しよう。
normally I would sell it for 30. Hold on. 35. Let's do this, this is fine.
ありがとうございました。売れた
I
よ。
just need the combo.
いらっしゃいませ。
Present shopping. I could really use something
いい
sinister.
よこれ。いくらにしようかな。
It'll get me my
ありが
level
とう
up.
ございました。売れたよ。レベルアップ。いらっしゃいませ。
Got something sinister? I think one of the last things I have is the cane staff. I think I'm ultimately selling at a loss here.
いくらにしようかな。
So like 8,000 and some change.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Totally not a cult running this town. Exactly. That went better than it could have.
はい何ですか
何がいいかな。何がいいかな。何をこうかな。何がいいかな。何をこうかな。どれにしようかな。何がいいかな。何をこうかな。どれにしようか
I
な。
wonder if individual books are able to crash in price.
セールします
行ってきます。
New items hype. So the really exciting thing is that the items that were limited before are now not limited. Ooh, treasures are priced down. I don't want to buy too many of them, because it's hard to sell those unless if people specifically order them. Oh wow. Doomsday I can buy an unlimited number of. See if I can just stock those in the vending machine, right? Demon Bane. That'd be a good time to buy all this stuff while it's super cheap, but spend all my money on expensive books. Rainbow Mail, Ancient Armor, Secret Armband. Let me actually, I'm gonna change my mind about buying all those books. So I want to buy the stuff that's super cheap
行ってきます。
from the Merchant's Guild. White Whale Holy Grail. Okay, awesome. And now Mont Blanks I can purchase an unlimited supply. I'm actually going to buy one of these Doomsday books to see if anyone will even buy them from the vending machine, because if they will, then that's awesome. Praise the shortcake. Yeah, right? I got so much time to pay my bills, too.
ただいま。何をこうかな。
Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Let's try throwing Doomsday in there and hope it sells.
何がいいかな。何がいいかな。
For
どれにしよう
robe,
かな。
steel breastplates.
何がいいかな。
Show them. Wow, I got that for a steal. Silver armor is still selling low. I don't know why.
どれにしようかな。何をこうかな。何をこうかな。何をこうかな。どれにしようかな。
Just like precious metals
ど
are
れにしようかな。どれにしようかな。
price crashed or something.
何がいいかな。どれにしようかな。
Oh, that must be why the thankful statues and the like are down in price. I see.
何をこかな何がいいかな何
I don't need the weapon price crash to end, or I'm gonna have a bad time here. We'll see what
どれにしよ
happens.
うかな
はい、何ですか？
Let's see. Tall cake.
セーブします。
どうしようかな開店するよいらっしゃいませ
Yeah, I can
あ
try
りがとうご
that.
ざいましたいらっしゃいませ聞いて聞いていくらにし
Get
ようかな
out of here.
怒らせちゃったかな
Long cake.
いらっしゃいませ貧乏人が働いていますよね
そうですわね。
ありがとうございました売れたよ
Money, money, money. A home decoration.
これなんかどうでしょう
I guess I don't know what a home. I guess that's like a treasure, like a thankful statue, maybe, or the
いくらに
vase.
しようかなありがとうございました売れたよこんにちはい
いわね。
いくらにしようかな
本当に？
ありがとうございました売れたよ
See what is at merchant level 24. I think we get diminishing returns after 25. Sweets is down. Weapons is normal. Good. Maybe it's 30. 26, okay. Item storage again.
何がいいかな
Now that I don't want to go to the dungeon anymore.
何がいいかな
Tuna shanker,
何を
club.
こうかな
Oh yeah. About to make some money.
何をこうかな
People actually come and buy this stuff. It's very
何
exciting.
がいいかな
This is now a weapon store, everybody.
何を
What can I say? I go with the times.
何をこうかな何をこうかな何がいいかな何がいいかな
So you can hold on to some of it and hope for like a price boom, but you get a decent profit regardless.
どうしようかな
Get the populace addicted to my treats. Then feed them eldritch lore. Now arm them. Hey, welcome back, Internet. How you doing? This all makes perfect sense. So it's only sweets that are down in price, not all food items, foodstuffs. Recette and Stringer Bell.
どうしようかな開店するねいらっしゃいませ
Oh, mini nut. My bad. Like, is that like minute, but with an extra NI in
いくら
there?
にしようかな
Let's do 80%.
ありがとうございました
Minute.
いらっしゃいませいくらにしよう
Yeah, you want to buy a whale killer?
ありがとうございました
Oh, those random townsfolk guys. Like, yeah, the wife wants me to pick up a whale killer spear. Oh, I'm out of rings. Shit, I should fix that next time.
帰っちゃったいらっしゃいませ
I don't know what counts as a home decoration. Odd vase?
いくらにしようかな
We have a whale problem at home. Right.
いらっしゃいませ
I desire a book.
これなんかどうでしょう。いくらにしようかな。
わかった。
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。疲れた。
お
My
疲れ
wife's
様
really
で
into
した。
Mastodon.
今日は頑張りましたね。明日もこの調子でいきましょう。仕事しますよ。
今日も頑張っていこう。
Price of metal items has increased. Sinister Things boom has ended. Tiger Peak items catching up in sales. Alright.
何を置こうかな。
Ooh, it all counts as metal.
何がいいかな。何を置こうかな。どれにしようかな。何を置こうかな。何を置こうかな。何を置こうかな。どれにしようかな。何がいいかな。
Oh, I see. It shows you when you select it whether it's metal. That's convenient.
何がいいかな。
White Gauntlet at 50,000. Wife asked me to pick up a sword. Wife could be an adventurer. Oh, and you raise a good point.
何がいいかな。
But given like the way they localize the rest of the dialogue, it's surprising.
何がいいかな。どれにしようかな。どれにしようかな。
We're leaning way in on abusing market trends. Okay. Check if I have outstanding orders or not.
どれにしようかな。
はい、何ですか？
Outstanding orders. Foodstuffs, cold weather clothes. Okay. We'll try to make rent today,
お店開けますね。
and then only start spending above the rent value.
いくらにしよう。
Right now I'm kind of borrowing from future me a little bit.
わかった。
ありがとうございました。
Usually, don't want to do that.
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。
I bought this from you. You goof.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。
そうですよね。
ありがとうございました。
Hey, there we go. Now we can afford rent. I think we saw the rent for the final week. It was 500,000 because we like sold everything and barely made rent on loop 1.
何がいいかな。
Had no resources left over, and the next week it's like 500,000. Like, shit. That's not happening.
何がいいかな。何を置こうかな。
Looks like people do not want to buy super expensive books in the vending machine, so I've learned that. Helpful. Got a letter.
よかった。
Dear? Dear little sister Tielle. Are you doing well? Word has reached my ears that you are working as an adventurer in Pensy now. Graduation test is coming up. I believe it would be best for you to remain in Pensy for now and train in the real world for a while. Take it easy on the sweets. Okay. Wow, she's harsh. Will do. I am depositing this item, well, fortunately for me. Should be able to pay like 30% or less.
ありがとうございました。買ったよ。こんにちは。いくらにしようかな。
Sure.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。こ
Demon's Pain. Him and his wife just want to go slay some demons this weekend. That is hell of a profit. Something warm. I got those warm hats, right? Just to chill her out. I'm making uber profit on all this metal stuff because I think I bought it all when it was down in price. Should be able to get away with like 34. Parade helm doesn't sell for as much, but it's still money. I think that just the funny thing is that, you know, it's pretty obvious that they did not write the, they wrote the dialogue with maybe a couple items in mind, and then the algorithm just randomly selects an item that they're actually there to pick up. So when they're coming, like, this belonged to my grandmother. Like, it was probably supposed to be for treasures, but then they show up with, like, you know, half-eaten chocolate bar. This belonged to my grandmother. It's precious to me. But I gotta pay the bills. And you're like, okay. It's weird. 3 closed in 3 days. Okay. I do gotta make it to the shop and go do that in the evening. Get out of town. I wish Recettear wouldn't feel bad about them. Durian, gross. I wonder what drives shop or people to sell you foodstuffs. It seems like it happens a lot all at once. Need to pay my bills. How much are your bills? I do have sweets, actually. I should sell you sweets that I don't want to lose money on. Ooh, fantastic. Almost couldn't be better. In case I ever do go to the dungeon again. Alright. We are set. I still don't know what the next bill is after 500, if there is one. I guess don't tell me, I still wanna be surprised. Be pretty cavalier about it since we're in loop 2 and I've seen a lot of this already. But if you would like to discuss the stuff that I haven't done yet, if you type !hide before your message, chat can see it and I will not be able to. $1 billion. Great. Alright, so my orders right now are foodstuffs, cold weather clothes, and clothes. It counts as cold weather. Battle sweater. That's got to be a bug. The cold weather, the battle sweater does not count as warm clothes, but it does count as metal. Maybe it's got chainmail on it or something. I think Eskimo boots is the most money I can possibly make off that. Oh, is it the market? They're closed at night. Shit. What else could I get? Scarves, maybe? No, I think they also sell at the other place. Panda suit. Don't think that's a thing I can get. Warm robe, fur robe isn't bad. They wanted 2 or 3 of them, something like that. And then the other one was just clothes. So let's get the most expensive ones. And what else do I want to buy here? Stuff that's discounted I probably can go for. Nothing I'm super excited about that's discounted though. It sells for a lot normally. Stylish but heavy, so mind your shoulders. That's fair, at least they did it on purpose, right?
お疲れです。
お疲れ様でした。
Probably less overall profit than just selling for another step there, but oh
明
well.
日もこの調子でいきましょ
Oh,
う。
Doomsday finally sold
おはようございます。
in the vending machine. It's exciting. Price of armor has increased. Price of valuable things has normalized. Cradles to graves, alright.
どれにしようかな。
Well, that's good timing for the armor, with several people picking that stuff up today. Super armband.
何がいいかな。
Silver armor.
何を買おうかな。何がいいかな。どれにしようかな。どれにしようかな。どれにしようかな。何を買おうかな。何がいいかな。
何でしょうか。
何がいいかな。何を買おうかな。何がいいかな。
セーブします。
Let's do it.
開店です。いらっしゃいませ。
Whoa, no one showed up this morning.
ありがとうございます。
More cold weather clothes. Jeez.
こんにちは。
Sure.
これですよ、これ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
That was not a productive shop
お店
day.
開けますね。
いらっしゃいませ。はーら。いくらにしようかな。
そうですわね。
ありがとうございました。
Page
売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。こんにちは。ありがとうござ
Can
い
do.
ました。
No problem.
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。
Alright. This is the dream right here.
ありがとうございます。
Half of my current debt. I got paid way less than that for it, too. Signs of a boom in longswords among men who know quality.
セーブします。
I'm all on board with that. Sweets have normalized.
ただい
We're a crystal sword store now. It's always been that way.
ま。何を買おうかな。何を買おうかな。
Come on, men who know quality.
何を買おうかな。何を買おうかな。どれにしようかな。何がいいかな。
It's lucky too, because they don't cost more.
どうしようかな。どう
セーブします。
しようかな。開店です。
Men have come in great numbers, looking for the popular swords.
これですよ、これ。いくらにしようかな。
$29,400.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。いくらに
Yeah, I just love it. I love how slowly it scrolls too.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
This whole boom thing might be one of my favorite mechanics in the
いくら
game.
にしようかな
It's definitely better for the XP than it is for the profit, depending on what you're sitting on. Hey, thank you, Burner.
いらっしゃいませいくらにしよう
Appreciate that.
いらっしゃいませいくらにしようありがとうございますレベルアップ
You're super awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Ended up with 2 extra swords, but that's okay.
今日は頑張りましたね。明日もこの調子でいきましょう。仕事しますよ。
今日も頑張っていこう
News. Price of daggers is decreased. Price of metal things is normalized. Might be able to keep doing this sword
セーブします。
hype train. Let's see.
行ってきます
Oh, we've done this one. It's the sewing one, I think.
どれにしようかな
Demon Bane, Crystal Sword, Crystal Sword, Crystal Sword,
どれに
Crystal
しよう
Sword, Crystal Sword, Crystal Sword, Crystal Sword,
何がいいかな
Crystal Sword.
セーブします。
What was the level 24? I think I get more stuff in the dungeon. 30 items in the dungeon. Fusion rank 4.
どうしようかな
お店開けますね。
Men have come in great numbers, looking for the popular
しよう
swords.
かなありがとうございました売れたよ
Yeah.
いらっしゃいませ
Ooh, I'm actually not sure if I have your cold weather clothes. Oh wait, no, I got 2 fur robes,
こ
that's
れ
right.
なんかどうでしょういくらにしようかなありがとうございました売れたよ
And their price was up. I was lucky. The wife asked me to pick up a
これ
sword.
なんかどうでしょういくらにしようかなありがとうございました売れたよこんにちはこれ
I just bought this from you, dude.
いくらにしようかなありがとうございました売れたよいらっしゃいませいくらにしようかなありがとうございました売れたよ
It seems everybody likes 5% price increase for the most
いらっしゃい
part.
ませいくらにしようか
Try
な
be a deer and pick up a demon's bane from the
ありがと
groceries.
うございました売れたよいらっしゃいませいくらにしようかなありがとうございました売れたよいらっしゃいませいくらにしようかなありがとうございました売れたよいらっしゃいませいくらにしようかなありがとうございました売れたよ
Living the dream over here. Price of shields has decreased. Price of pieces of armor has normalized. Is the Omega Walnut Bread a reality? The developer remains shrouded in secrecy. Looks like I can keep doing this sword nonsense. I guess I would have bought more swords earlier, but I didn't want to be stuck with some that I couldn't use. Buy this while it's cheap. And I guess the Jade Shield too. I feel like it's really time to go home now. Alright, can we get another... Can we get one more for the kids here?
どれにしようかな何を買おうかな何を買おうかな何を買おうかなどれにしようかな
Give me one more. Men have come in great numbers.
どれにしようかな何を買おうかな
For the children.
何を買おうかな
セーブします。お店開けますね。
Ah. Well, that's too bad. Hopefully I can sell them. I might have to throw them in the vending machine now. I guess there's only a chance for it to happen, technically. 5 home decorations, good lord. I bought way more of those treasures. So I can still come here and buy them normally, right?
わかったわ。
Not really, but I guess I can sell it to that other guy. Get some clothes. Sailor suit. Actually, I wanted to sell that to the person that had the order. I think that's tomorrow. I'm still selling most of them, so it's not all bad. Could be worse. I might think about holding on to the rest of them in the off chance that there's a boom in the price. Hey, Ludifex, how you doing?
お疲れ様でした。今日は頑張りましたね。明日もこの調子でいきましょう。おはようございます。
Price of food is decreased. Swords boom has ended. Hi Ben. Vendors are encouraged to visit the guild's head office. I'm gonna restock stuff here soon. Got some orders to fulfill. Hi Benedict. You so hungry? 2 cold weather clothes, 5 home decorations, 3 clothes, 2 sweets. Oh yeah. It's like loop 1 is almost impossible, and loop 2 is completely trivial. At least so far on payments. I should buy these while they're cheap and start stocking my vending machine again. What else do we want? Treasures, right? They wanted 5 of them. And it's really great having a cat butt face. Thank you for that. I don't know how many payments are in the whole game. Maybe ask that and hide. These pearl shields sell pretty well when they're not on discount. Alright, what are we listing? Let's try to get rid of the crystal swords, I guess. Oh, I need to get more cold weather things. That was a mistake. Hold up. I think fur robe was my best bet. No, there might have actually been a more expensive scarf. Let's see. No, fur robe is better than that. Alright. Vending machine, let me think about it. Kinda want it to be the foodstuffs I just bought, but they're less likely to buy them when the price is down. Because I could just throw them in there for now. Price will come up later. Crystal sword. Very cute, Ben. This cannot be denied.
どれにしようかな。何を置こうかな。何を置こうかな。
Hold on to some of these things for people that
どれ
specifically ordered
何を
them.
置こうかな。何を置こうかな。どれにしようかな。何を置こうかな。何がいいかな。
セーブします。
どうしようかな。
お店開けますよ。
いらっしゃいませ。こんにちは。
I do have some clothes. Hopefully I've built your relationship enough to be able to buy all these. I didn't realize she wanted 3.
これなんかどうでしょう。いくらにしようかな。ありがとう。
So she went from having no money. She gets a hell of an allowance now.
いくらにしようかな。
It's kind of comical, actually.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。
Here for the sweets. Well, lucky you, the price of sweets are down.
これなんかどうでしょう。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。欲しいものがあるの。
I want a weapon. So I can't make a significant amount of money on any particular weapon. Get rid of these crystal
こ
swords.
れなんかどうでしょう。いくらにしようかな。
Oh, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. That hasn't happened in a while. That's right, because she's a somewhat new character, isn't she?
いくらにしようかな。ダメか。
Bummer.
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。
To sell her cheaper stuff. I probably shouldn't have gotten her out of the dungeon, actually, since I don't have a relationship with her.
いくらにしよう
It's the whole reason I was doing the dungeon earlier today.
わかった。
ありがとうございました。あったよ。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Okay. One of
ど
them
れにし
sold.
ようかな。
Could have been better.
何
Could have
を
been
置こうか
worse.
な。何を置こうかな。えい。どうしようかな。開店です。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。
I got you, bud.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。レベルアップ。
Nice. I really just want to see what all the merchant levels do. You could probably Google that, I guess, but that's a big part of the fun for me in this game. It's wise of them to conceal it until you get it right before the level up. Yeah, that's fine. That, my friend, is 10,500. I don't even need my adventurer dad anymore. I am beyond self-sufficient. It just required the power of looping time travel. Probably a good idea to include the loop mechanic, though. If you just game over and have to start all the way from the beginning, that would be super rough. Alright, so I think we got Fusion level 4? Store expansion again? And I guess that's the final merchant level, so I'll start pushing profit after I get that. And I'll probably just Google what the remaining merchant ranks do beyond 26. I mean, how I can even make my store bigger at this point. It's all yours, buddy. Enjoy. So the closest game to this that's out there right now is it Moonlighter? All food's on discount. I see how you're doing this.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。
I need 4 weapons. Oh yeah, man. That's gonna pay my entire rent for the second week, I feel like. I'll pop back over to the Merchants Guild tomorrow. Just buy the 4 most expensive ones. Do I have a piece of armor? Sure. Is there... Chat can answer this. Is there another dungeon after the Ember Garden? Or no?
今日は頑張りましたね。明日もこの調子でいきましょう。さあ、仕事。
Just unlock it by price of heavy armor has increased. Sweet heaven, the market around crystal swords has completely collapsed. Okay. Daggers is normalized. You just have to do more events in town to trigger them, I guess. Two cold weather clothes, 5 home decorations, 4 weapons. Should have good, yeah. Give me the most expensive weapons you got. Which ain't much. Not for sale. You don't say. Full blades my best shot. I like the dungeon content, but it seems like it's not a particularly efficient way to play. And we've already done a lot of it in this playthrough, so... So I wonder what else counts as a home decoration. Because apparently it's not carpets or counters or things like that. Too bad I didn't have... I already sold most of that armor. Grab this wing charm. Don't need this anymore. Gilded sword. Hold on to the full blades. Okay. That should work. Use the power of shortcakes. She's so rich. Come to get my home decorations. Well, buddy. Perfect. How much? It's a pretty good deal, to be honest. This guy is flush with cash. Alright, you are broke as hell. But you probably can afford that.
売れたよ。こんにちは。ごめん遊ばせ。
Something warm, she says.
これなんかどうでしょう。いくらにしようかな。
Like I said, I'm gonna try to get the last merchant level.
そうです。
Then I'll start trying to charge people more, make a profit. We'll care less about XP at that point.
セーブします。
どうしようかな。開店です。いらっしゃいませ。
I bought a ring for exactly someone like you. Actually,
売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。うん、ありがとうございます。
the girl mean I need a silver helmet.
どうしようかな。
お店開けますね。
いらっしゃいま
Really need
せ。あり
two
がとうございま
rings.
した。
Gotta pop out and buy those tomorrow.
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。
Knight's Blade.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Man, no one in this town wants armor. I feel like I struggle the most at selling it, especially if I have it in the window. I don't know if it's just that it doesn't agree with the rest of my setup. Alright,
来週も頑張りましょ
3.5 hours later, we're caught up to where we were. A little bit more than that, actually, with Loop 2.
う。おめでとうございます。来週も頑張りましょう。
I really should have just game overed sooner, rather than pushing it so close every time, but whatever, it's
お
fine.
はようございます。セーブします。
500,000. New diet centered on walnut bread loaves has taken off with housewives. The market around golden scales is completely collapsed. Price of shields is normal.
どれにしようかな。何がいいかな。何を置こうかな。何を置こうかな。
Check my outstanding orders here. 2 rings, 4 weapons. Walnut bread's not worth enough for me to care about that. Crystal sword's completely collapsed. So I might check for more weapons and try to get some rings. I already can almost pay the bill, I just don't know if that's the final payment or not, so I don't want to just pass the time. Not for sale, no kidding. Let's take advantage of the fact that she said she very much needs it. More weapons to sell to this guy that cost a lot. Holding on to more fur robes is probably a good idea. This should be fine.
セーブします。
ただいま。何を置こうかな。
Hey, Johan. Oh, sorry. I guess maybe Recettear is not the best game either, but thank you.
何を置こうかな。
Appreciate you thinking of us.
何がいいかな。何がいいかな。何がいいかな。
Do you want to hear a little girl spam the same 3 or 4 Japanese voice lines?
どれにしようかな。どうしようかな。
お店開けますよ。
いらっしゃいませ。
I remember really early in the stream, there are a lot of games, like this game is great, I like Recettear a lot, right? But like, you gotta think about what's your first introduction to something. And I remember, I think, maybe it was Haypax's mom or something, it was like, oh, I gotta show you Twitch, my friend's a streamer now. And I was playing Conker's Bad Fur Day. Oh, it was awful. And I'm just like, this is a really interesting art piece because it's critiquing games that do this sort of thing. Like, oh. Wants weapons. Demon Bane. I promise it's not always like this. One of those games I feel like you can get if you're familiar with the genre. Maybe not the best game for a mom to see the first time.
ありがとうございました。
Man,
売れたよ。
the dream. Yeah, screw putting stuff in the
欲しい
window.
ものがあるの。
Just take orders from people. Okay, I can't charge her
こ
very
れなんかどう
much.
でしょう。いくらにしようかな。うん、いいよ。ありがとうござい
To
ます。
build her
売れた
wallet
よ。
up.
いらっしゃいませ。
What does Dore ni Shiokana mean?
こんにちは。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Thanks, little girl, for buying my overpriced silver armor.
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。わかった。ありがとうございました。
How do you get Arma to give you her adventure cards? Is that like in town events?
は
I assume she's the one that uses fist
ーい。いくらに
weapons.
しようかな。そうですわね。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
And Kana is like,
どれにし
isn't
よ
that
う
right?
かな。何がいいかな。
I see.
どれにしよう。どれにしようかな。何をこうかな。何がいいかな。何がいいかな。何がいいかな。どれにしようかな。なんでしょうか。
Which one should I pick? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Ah, okay. 2 rings in 2 days. Still working on the store expansion. Means chicken is finished. Nice, Johan.
どうしようかな。
お店開けますね。
いらっしゃいませ。ね。いくらにしようかな。
Yeah, okay.
ありがとうございました。
She's just like, okay. Alright, I have to charge her a little bit less. I don't think she likes the 5% upcharge.
いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Seems like this level 26 upgrade is pretty rough
いらっしゃい
too.
ませ。
2 clothes,
ありがとうご
sure.
ざいました。へへ。
It really seems like those advance orders, once the shops have a lot of stuff and their wallets are huge, that's where all the money is.
そうです。ありがとうございました。買い取ったよ。いらっしゃいませ。これ。いくらにしようかな。わかった。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
That's true.
いらっしゃいませ。こんにちは。
Knock on wood,
いくら
right?
にしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
It's an end goal, not a right away thing.
いくらにしようかな。
Oh man.
ありがとうございました。買ったよ。
It's not people's kids.
何をこうかな。何をこうかな。何がいいかな。何をこうかな。どれにしようかな。
So they would booze of the world in the window. That's a good way to get Charme to show up. It's kind of cool that it has specific tricks like
何
that
がいいかな。
for bringing in customers. Oh, shields are back. Let's see.
何がいいかな。
Jade shields are worth a decent amount.
どれにしようかな。どれにしようかな。なんでしょうか。何をこうかな。
セーブします。
The number of games where they're like, you know what would be cool? To have a little voice line here that plays. And
どう
then
しようかな。
doesn't really think about the number of times it's going to get repeated in the space of like a minute. Yeah, there's Charme. A home decoration, you say?
これなんかどうでしょう。
What about
いくらにしよ
this?
うかな。ありがとうございました。
I feel like it's costing about as much XP to get this level 26 as it did to get the last few levels.
いくらにしようかな。
That is money cost. How much it costs? It costs money.
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。
Durian.
ありがとうございました。
Stinky fruit.
いらっしゃいませ。
こんにちは。
She wants the book.
いくらにしようかな。
わかったわ。
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Nice.
こんにちは。おーす。
Rosewood
い
bow.
くらにしようかな。
She's kind of stingy.
まあそれでいい。
ありがとう
There
ご
we
ざい
go.
ました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。
Ah, you sold that to me. You goof.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。疲れた。
Alright, so I got more than enough money for this week's bill. Well, I can start saving for the next bill.
今日は頑張りま
We'll
しょ
see
う。
what news we get in the
明日
morning.
もこの調子でいきましょう。仕事しますよ。
今日も頑張っていこう。
Oh, a pawn shop. Price of weapons is down, price of food is normal. Golden scales is normal.
何がいいかな。どれにしようかな。
Well, the food one's exciting. Weapon one is kind of a bummer. Put a lot of eggs in that basket. Beware of fire.
何がいいかな。
Let's see, I think I had some orders coming up. 2 rings, 2 clothes.
行ってきます。
Those little 4 fusions, I never took a look. To deal with arsonists. Should buy these weapons while they're cheap. This goes for 30,000. I think that's probably the highest value. Get these for that guy. Another fur robe. It's probably fine. Oh yeah, Rough Bakshi. The crazy rotoscope Lord of the Rings, right? Oh, scaring people away. I've definitely done it before. Mercifully not spiky. So I'm making 1,800 on those every time I sell them in the vending machine, which isn't amazing. It's not garbage either. I don't think I really need anything else right now. I can make my shop look really pretty, but I also don't know exactly how that works. Like whether I'm going to need to save the money for an upcoming payment.
何がいいかな。
So we'll play it safe.
何がいいかな。どれにしようかな。
We're a shield store now, deal with it.
どれにしようかな。何がいいかな。何を置こうかな。どれにしようかな。
Hey, thank you very much for the follow and for your help today, Mininut. It's been nice to meet you. Anyone else in chat is new to the stream, I'm Marstead. I'm trying to beat every awesome game ever made. And you can see all the games we've already played and are going to play at marstead.com. It's not all the games we're going to play, that would be an exhaustive list. But you can see the games that are on the voting system that you can vote for us to play next. Well, I hope you slept well. You had a good nap.
何がいいかな。何がいいかな。
Yeah, I'll try to sell some of the
どれにしよう
mod
か
blanks
な。
manually. I can make a little bit more money than if they're in the vending machine.
いらっしゃいませ。ごめん遊ばせ。
Ooh, that's not good. I only had 2 of these. I think she's arriving to buy them today? Guess we'll see.
いくらにしようかな。
そうですわね。
ありがとうござい
I can
ます。
pop out again to grab another one if I need to.
いらっしゃいませ。
興味は
Not you. You are the literal worst.
うーん。
You don't have enough money to afford this.
ありがとう
I guess you can now. Okay, good.
行ってきま
Waste of a pie slice, but what are you gonna do? I guess I'll buy a couple extra ones in case someone asks for one specifically.
す。ただいま。どうしようかな。
お店開けますよ。
いらっしゃいませ。いくらにしようかな。
Well, you're in luck. I will sell it to you.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。
こんにちは。
Oh, really? They're less likely to stop by at night? Isn't there some kind of rule, though, where, like, if it's sinister items, they're more likely to come at night?
売れたよ。
It seemed like there's some rule about, like, having the atmosphere of your store be dark, opening at nighttime, having, like, things like bat wings. It seems difficult for me to understand exactly how it works, but there seems to be some kind of reason
いくら
to
に
it.
しようかな。
Oh, for advance orders. I see what you're saying.
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
Thank you.
お疲れ
It's
です。
good to know.
お疲れ様でした。
So there's a chance for them to appear? It's never guaranteed.
今日は頑張りましたね。明日もこの調子でいきましょう。おはようございます。セールします。おはようございます。
Final payments due in a week. It will be sizable.
なんで？
Can't you just tell me right now?
そうですね。
Prepare to work yourself hard. Metal items is increased. Armor is normalized. Crystal swords is normalized. Too bad pearl shields don't count as metal. Wow, I have almost nothing metal. It's too bad. Crystal swords are just regular old price down, I guess. Weapons are back to normal though, that's nice. Can we be a dagger store now?
何を買うね。どれにしようかな。どれにしようかな。何がいいかな。何がいいかな。
I have not played Cold Steel on Mega Man Subblock, and it's also on the voting spreadsheet. It sounds like you don't necessarily need to have played Trails to play, or Trails in the Sky to play Cold Steel, but they all sound like they're awesome games, and we should get to the whole series eventually.
いらっしゃいませ。
Easier on the ordnance system. It's like they're connected by setting more than by plot,
これ
right?
なんかどうでしょう。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。いらっしゃい。いくらにしようかな。
Oh, by both. I see.
よかった。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
I like Sky games more, but Cold Steel's fine. Is it just because the Cold Steel games are Persona-like in their focus on kids going to school? Is that not a feature of the Sky games?
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。
I see. Price of sweets has increased. Oh, Jim
ど
Jam.
れにしようかな。
Oh, Jim Jam. I actually don't have that many left now, but that's okay.
何を買おうかな。どれにしようかな。
Too bad I didn't buy more earlier. What can I sell in here? This guy has a charming PS1 aesthetic. Was it PS1 originally? Or they just went for that look? I haven't seen too many games go for like a PS1 N64 era look on purpose. It's kind of cool. I can probably make okay money on the shortcakes too.
何がいいかな。
Mid 2000s PC game.
どれにしようかな。何を
Really? I guess I never really knew that the Trails games were native to PC originally.
どれにしよう
I don't know how much of a
何を買おうかな
Japan trends console focused on the whole, right? I mean, there's some exceptions, obviously.
何を買おうかな
Let's go.
どうしようかな開店するよいらっしゃいませ
Old man hasn't been by in a minute.
これなんかどうでしょういくらにしようかなありがとうございました売れたよ
Yeah, the harem thing in Cold Steel is kind of getting on my nerves a bit. Mini-nut.
いくらにしようかな
Alright, I have to pay more, so normally I would pay this. Probably pay this.
ありがとうございました買い取ったよ
Yeah. Well, I think it like the free time system feels like it's not going all the way in on what Persona does, right? So we want to be kind of like Persona, but not really.
わかった
ありがとうございました買ったよ
Because you can just do all of those side quests,
いらっしゃい
right?
ませ
It's not actually limited.
これなんかどうでしょう
I think that's fine because the way Persona does it is also kind of stupid. Like,
ありがとうございました
you should be using the walkthrough of the game.
レベルアップいらっしゃいませ
I have all kinds of weapons, buddy. How about a tuna shanker that I bought from you?
ありがとうございました売れたよ
How did Trails in the Sky try to
しようかな
differentiate itself
違うんですよ
from other fantasy JRPGs? Just the heavy focus on setting?
いらっしゃいませ
Right. I think that's a good way to put it.
ありがとうございました
It doesn't feel like it's as directly connected. It's like this extra idea that they have. Oh, why don't I do this free time thing? And it's
いら
like,
っしゃいませ
does it matter though?
いいわね
From the way you've constructed the game up to this point? Not really.
本当に
ありがとうございました売れたよ
I guess from playing a lot of awesome games, I feel like I've decided that I'd rather games do a few things really well than do a lot of things not so well.
なんでしょうか
Or do a lot of things okay. 5 home decorations. Let's go do it.
セーブします
Sky special things how the orbit's different from Cold Steel. Expansion, 100,000. Why not? Nothing is particularly discounted. Precious metals. Can make my money back on a lot of these guys. Get 5 of these for what's his nuts. He comes back in a few days. Saying the point the characters who have no connection to you have complete character development across the series and without ever having a quest related to them. Yeah, the setting focus is definitely above and beyond what I'm used to seeing, especially in Japanese RPGs.
何を買おうかな
I'm used to Japanese RPGs pretty heavily focusing on characters. Setting's not really that big of a deal. Not something that they think about as much. Whereas, like, nobody really gives a shit about any of the characters in a game like Skyrim for the most part, but setting is what's a big draw.
ここでいいかな
Yeah.
どれにしようか
And
な
there's lots of cute little world building elements that I've seen from the little that I've played so far.
何がいいかな
Art and Elico does that
どれ
too.
にしようかな何がいいかな何を買おうかな何がいいかなどれにしようかな
We sell daggers. Come buy daggers from the dagger store. Where we sell daggers. It's what we do. magic, like the card game magic.
何をこうかな
Oh, music is
どれ
magic.
にしようかな何をこうかな何をこうかな
Oh,
どれに
Suikoden.
しようかな
Okay.
何をこうかな何がいいかな何がいいかな
Should play Suikoden again. I played it when Suikoden 2 came out, so it was a pretty long time ago. So I don't remember any of the specifics of the plot. I remember a couple of the characters, like Luca Blight sticks out in my mind. It's pretty well written as a villain. I feel like we're starting to kind of loop back around where for a long time people are like, man, I'm tired of these Disney villains. I just want some villains that actually have a
何をこうかな
motivation. And now we're like, dude, these motivation villains are too much. Can we just have villains that are just assholes
どれにし
again?
ようかな何がいい
Psychopaths
かな何をこうかな
for a bit of time in the setting.
どれにしようかな何がいいかな
Watched a good YouTube video recently about pure evil versus
何がいいかな
villains with a
何がいいかな
complex motivation. I forget whose channel it was. It wasn't Lindsay Ellis. It was probably recommended on a Lindsay Ellis channel.
何をこうかな
Maybe it was Foldable Human? I really like his stuff.
何をこうかな
Yeah, I can't really think of a game that does it all. I guess Mass Effect.
セーブす
Mass Effect 1 feels like, let's go nuts on the world building and do this crazy setting and have all of the plot flow naturally from that. And then Mass Effect 2 feels like, okay, we've done that. Now let's do basically a JRPG and focus on characters and backstories and relationships.
いらっしゃいませいくらにしようかな
You know it, buddy.
ありがとうございました売れたよ
Xenoblade X.
いらっしゃいませいくらにしようかな
Xenoblade X is kind of
わ
like
かった
the Japanese take on Skyrim, right?
売れたよいらっしゃいませお買い得ですよいくらにしようかな
That's what I'm saying, Ratchet, is it's coming around the other direction.
いらっしゃいませいくらにしようかな
It's obvious to want a villain with a motivation, right? So, as with everything, we're wrapping back
あり
around.
がとうございました売れたよ
We might finally be wrapping back around
い
to
らっしゃいませ
sincerity. Spent about 15 years in irony-focused culture. It might finally be okay to like sincerely enjoy things again. Alright, I'm at merchant level 26, so I don't really need XP anymore. I'm just gonna try to make a profit. Feel out the edges of
ありがとうございました売
what
れ
I
た
can
よ
offer.
こんにちは
Thank you, Game Saucer. I'll look up it later and throw it in the Discord channel. I guess I put all my armor on the shelves, didn't I?
これなんかどうでしょういくらにしようかな
I think he pays quite a bit more.
ありがとうございました売れたよおやすみ
おやすみなさい
I still need to play Xenoblade 2. It sounds like there's a lot of things in Xenoblade 2 that would irritate me,
明
though.
日も強調していきましょうさあ仕事しますよ
今日も頑張っていこう
Price of heavy armor has increased. Sweet heaven, the market around Mont Blanc cakes has completely collapsed.
何
Got
を
it.
こうかな何がいいかな何がいいかな何がいいかな
Weapons have normalized.
何をこうかな
Tuna Shaker went up in price?
はい
Is there a metal thing or something? I think Xenoblade 1 was a fluke, the one time they produced a great complete game. Yeah, every other Xeno game, it seems like they like go too far. They get too excited with whatever their idea is. Xenogears is literally unfinished, right? Xenosaga, they had to wrap it up early. Xenoblade Chronicles X, I hear. We played a couple hours of it, but heard it doesn't feel like it has everything they wanted to be in it. And then Xenoblade 2 is weird. This 2 is a visual novel with battles. All of Xenosaga felt like a visual novel. The battles kind of felt vestigial in a lot of cases. I can charge you $210. You should be able to afford this. Their wallet is a fixed, like, X amount, right? It's not based on the cost of the item. Did Xenosaga change producers halfway through the series, or halfway through like the very first game? We haven't played Xenosaga Episode 2 yet, but I heard that the art style and stuff is very different. He's willing to pay more. Trying to think of instances where a major change in like the creative team involved in a work has not led to complete catastrophe. Like, I guess Life is Strange Before the Storm is pretty good, despite being a different group of folks. In that case, it feels like it's by a bunch of Life is Strange fans. Bye, Minnie-Nut. Nice to meet you. See you around. 2 scarves in 3 days. Okay. A weapon, you say? How about a overpriced tuna shanker? Way much. It's very expensive. 12 change producers partway through. That's interesting. I don't remember a lot of the specifics of 12, but I feel like that makes sense for some of the eyebrow raises I had with that game. Some clothes. Yes, that's named after the old producer. How about... Price of armor has decreased. Prices for powerful anti-venoms are falling rapidly. Price of metal things is normalized. That was long. Cakes are back to normal. So I feel like price increases tend to not involve my choices, but price decreases tend to be connected to the things that I'm doing. I don't know if that's true. About to be a millionaire. Alright, let's see. Orders. 5 home decorations already bought. I'm gonna get Eloette scarves. Let's do that now. And a fleece muffler. power of baseball.
あの
What made you want to become a thief?
そうね。うわ。
Now's the time to buy that, I suppose. Battle sweaters to sell to people when they come in asking for clothes. Rainbow mail. Super armband. Jade shield. Magical hat. Ancient helm. New diet centered on herb seeds is taken off. I don't think I can buy herb seeds. Sweets is already normalized. Merchant's Guild Master, your wife is looking for you.
セーブします。
I might try doing another dungeon run since I have so much money to see if I can find Naga and recruit her. You see budgets, they can afford any item they select from your displayed items up to a percentage based on character. Items they bring up to you, they are limited by their budget, which varies. Okay, thanks, Robin. Some food.
これなんかどうでしょう。いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。
いいわね。
Yeah, I haven't been in the dungeon in a
い
while.
くらにしようかな。
I have so much source income that I can make a lot more money by just selling stuff.
いらっしゃいませ。
Right, and then their budget is increased as a function of how many items they had in the order, right? So if they have a budget of like 10,000 and they order 3 things, they can pay 10,000 per item, I think.
いくらにしようかな。ありがとうございました。買ったよ。いらっしゃいませ。
I desire a weapon, she says.
これですよ、これ。
そう。
いくらにしようかな。
わかった。
ありがとうございました。売れたよ。いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございました。
Sure, I'm probably gonna just buy them from you, dude, but, you know, whatever you want.
疲れた。
お疲れ様でした。今日は頑張りましたね。明日もこの調子でいきま
See
し
if
ょ
I can run into
う。おはようござい
Naga.
ます。
Go back to the dungeon here. So precious metals has increased. Armor has normalized. Fortune for today is uncertain. Buy a couple more weapons from the guild. That I'm just gonna sell right back to this guy, because he's a goof. And let's try this again. Tuna Shanker. Rainbow Mail. Super Armband. Magical Hat. I think she wants the pirate hat, but this is fine. Go back to floors I haven't tried yet. He ate so much cheese, it was like a Skyrim battle. Nice.
ちゃんとついてきなよ。
Attack power doubled for everyone, eh?
アイテム拾ったよ。大丈夫？
Oh wow, yeah. I need a new dungeon. This place was really hard and now I have the
行くよ。
level 4 items. Not so bad anymore.
行くよ。や。
Look, I should just bum rush the boss. See if I run into Naga on the way.
アイテム拾ったよ。
Hot stand, I haven't got one of those in a while.
大丈夫ですか？大丈夫？
行くよ。
Come on. Alright.
大丈夫？ 大丈夫？
Where's the portal?
大丈夫ですか？
So I always find it right away when I want to explore the whole dungeon. It's the one place I didn't look, in the corner, isn't it? Near where I spawned. Pepper Witch.
さて、行きましょうか。頑張ってください。
Andrew just got some blueberry cheese that she really likes. Does the Harvest Moon fan community feel like the original Super Nintendo Harvest Moon is the best game? It's the only one I've played. I'm curious if there's like a definitive entry. Every game is about completing some kind of core gameplay loop over and over. Question is, how well does the game do at hiding that fact from you? And for how long does it hide it? Games that own up front that their mechanics are all pretty degenerate and redundant.
ちゃんとついてきなよ。
よし、行きましょう。
Mineral Town is considered one of the best. Right on. Is Rune Factory a Harvest Moon-like game, or is it literally in the Harvest Moon series? Same devs and stuff. The Super Nintendo Harvest Moon's not in the top 5. Wow. Interesting. I played that game a lot. The number of times I've started Harvest Moon for the Super Nintendo and spent hours upon hours clearing the field on the first night by going back and getting the stamina pond over and over, and then just stop playing. Probably been like 10 or more times I've done that. Dungeon part of Stardew Valley doesn't feel fleshed out. Yeah, we played a few hours of Stardew Valley, and it seems like just another way to generate income. Sometimes it makes me sad. I feel like I wish you could get like a super group of developers, like what happened with Chrono Trigger. You know, I guess someone with the world building and setting design of Bethesda to team up with the character writing of BioWare and combat mechanics of whoever the hell made FromSoft. Let's say FromSoft. There we go. Fantasy Harvest Moon. Okay. Got it.
さて、楽しませてくれるかしら。やっ、やっ、行くよ。やっ、大丈夫？行くよ。やっ、大丈夫ですか？行くよ。行くよ。やっ、やっ、行くよ。行くよ。
Correct.
とりあえず町に戻りましょう。
Didn't run into Naga at all. It's too bad. Futuristic Harvest Moon? Dude, Spiky,
そうです。
I rail on, is this gonna be Griff again? It is. Okay, we've seen this one. I rail against devs that turn around games every couple of years. Come on, guys, take your time, be like Nintendo, but somehow FromSoft turns out perfect, polished games every like 2 or 3 years. It's insane. I guess they have an A team and a B team, right? They had their B team work on Dark Souls 2 while the A team was on Bloodborne. But still, it's like, how are you doing
整理
this?
します。
Alright, I kind of want to save and then see if there's an addition. I want to figure out what the next bill is going to be so I can prepare for it. So I'm going to make a save here, and I'm going to fast forward time to make the 500,000 pix payment, and then once I see the next bill, I'll load and then try to strategize and make sure I have enough money for it. I imagine it's going to be like over 1 million pix, which I could earn if I'm careful about it.
行ってきます。ただいま。行ってきます。ただいま。行ってきます。ただいま。行ってきます。おやすみ。おやすみなさい。ダメです。おはよう。おはようございま
Animal
す。
Crossing learned to slow down. Or Assassin's Creed, you mean?
行ってきます。ただいま。行ってきます。
Mm-hmm.
ただいま。行ってきます。ただいま。行ってきます。
I think a year is much too short to make a game. Well, almost any kind of game. Maybe there's an exception. Like father, like
今日は
daughter.
連載日です。今週分は確かに徴収いたしました。
Alright, what's the next one? Kitchen sink style AAA games,
お
yeah.
めでとうございます。これで借金はすべて返済完了
Let's
で
have a
す。
bunch of little features so we can have as many bullet points on the back of the box as we possibly can, but most of them aren't actually terribly polished.
頑張りましたね。
Oh. Maybe that's it.
ちょっといいですか？
So we needed one extra stream because I game over it as late as I did. I think 5 weeks have passed since I arrived here. Yeah, so open an item shop to pay off a bad loan. We had a good relationship. How are you capable of such casual trust? How can you be so ceaselessly positive?
うーん。
Told me I had to open an item store to pay off the debt. All I could think was, that sounds like a lot of fun. Aw. Alright, Ben's new thing is he just sits on the laptop at the end of stream. I gotta post in Discord the
まったく。
search result he pulled up as a result of that the other day. Poor
そ
Tier.
んなこと。
Aw. Glad I got to experience it all with you. Friendship is magic, even though she's a liar that made me play the game very badly at the
返
beginning.
済の日々は終わりました。
And so, my days of paying back endless debt ended. Aw. Nice. Was her dad not going to come back? That's going to shock me. Maybe that's a post-game thing. A ton of extra features will fill in bullet points without trying to make it more cohesive, like open world collectathons. Right. Benedict, Timothy, Kittleton, Cumbercat. Oh, there's a song. I'll mute. 'Oh, that's it's an English idiom, Johan. You throw everything in the kitchen sink at something means it's just got too much shit going on, basically. Yeah, I've heard that both ways. Everything and or everything but the kitchen sink. Hand eating garbage dispensers. These lyrics are delightful. So with each bite of my sandwich you take. Oh yeah, I have one. I think I've had a garbage disposal in every sink I've ever owned. Or in every sink that has been in the place where I've lived, I should say. I don't think I've ever worried about getting hurt by one because the switch to turn them on has always been really far from where the garbage disposal is, and you have to put your hand pretty far down there. Trio of town games on the 3DS is really good. Right on. We gotta play those at some point. No wonder we have allocators for sewers. You haven't forgotten anything, have you? Thank you so much for coming and almost taking my house away from me and making me live in a box. I'm glad I got the game over just to see that sequence. Especially since, like, there's this character development between Recettear and Tielle where she's like, oh, you're so trustworthy. Wow, you really care about me. Oh, nope, you're living in a box. Get the fuck out of here. Stock books, financial statements, profit reports, asset ledgers, accounts payable and receivable. These are all blank. Nice. If I leave you here alone, you'd end up crushed like an insect the moment I leave. I see. Yeah. An endless mode would make sense with all the ingredient items that I hadn't found yet. Charme's true card. Elegant, graceful tail of Alouette. TGS is interested in making that happen. Allow me to explain post-game content, or enjoying the game after beating it. That's cool. You will begin endless mode where you will play as long as you like without having to worry about debts. You may work as a common shopkeeper to your heart's delights. Items and dungeons and stuff you haven't seen before. New Game Plus and survival modes. You start over again, but you choose to save and keep all the items and levels. Such as triggers a new loop, I assume. Keep paying back debt every single week until it overwhelms you. Oh, that's wild. I imagine that you're... like, you have to die eventually in that. Like, they don't continually scale the value of goods over time so that you can always make enough money. Eventually the debt outpaces the rate at which you can make money even if you're playing optimally. True card lets you hire them right away, that's cool. Fill out the entire item encyclopedia. Sounds brutal. Clear file. Cool. Whoa. Right on. And we'll wrap for today. That was a lot of fun. Thanks, Death Johnson, for getting in the sheet and for everyone who helped load it up. I'll let you know what's coming up for the rest of this week and next week with my cats.